Hello, and welcome to the Everwind Chronicles, Chapter 18, which means our show can now join the military and buy cigarettes, and vote. Uh,
Play lottery.
yeah, play the lottery. So glad you have come with us this far, and hopefully you are enjoying it, and will continue to enjoy it as we continue to stream from exile. But thankfully, continue the show with this sort of available technology. It's actually, I was thinking the other day, it's like this really is kind of the best time to be in quarantine in probably all of human history because of stuff like this. It allows us to continue to, share moments with people that we love. So, anyway, we're going to get back into it here. So, the party had recently taken a quest from Lord Greenwood to find and to find and defeat a bandit leader, a new bandit leader who was reuniting the bandits that had been causing trouble throughout the countryside. And if these bandits were allowed to reunite, it would have been a long-term problem and a much more serious problem for the country. And so Greenwood saw the opportunity after coming into the information as to this leader's location and sent the party along with 50 of his own men to go and deal with the problem. So the party went, also meeting a new companion, a bard named Calliope, who turned out had been led there by a dream, seemingly of a similar sort from the kind that the party shared together at the very beginning of our campaign. And this dream led Calliope here in search of her two friends, Belladonna and Vander Rixa, individuals that the party has come to know as Belladonna the necromancer and her brother, who they lost a battle with, who managed to take and escape with a very powerful necromantic artifact. They also, on this journey, met the supplier of the information of this bandit leader's location, a man named Kotak, who, let's just say the party and him did not get along, except for Asura, who was acting on the orders or the offer of Hadressa, who wanted her to gain Kotak's favor for unknown purposes, which she did partially through a very brutal thing that she did to a defeated enemy in a fight with Kotak against some enemies. They then go on to find the lair, and from thanks to the information gained from that defeated enemy, they are able to find a back entrance into the lair. And so they and the commander of the army the small little army come to a plan where the army would go and deal with most of the bandits at large, the 70 or 80 men that were supposedly there, and while the party goes and deals with Malrazig himself. After arriving at Malrazig's chambers, after a brief encounter with some mimics disguised as treasure chests, they enter his chambers and quickly discover that Malrazig is in fact a black dragon. And after a heart-stopping moment and a very nervous conversation, they end up fighting the dragon, nearly dying in the process, and managing to come out defeating the dragon, coming out of this encounter dragon slayers. So they then make their way back to Elduin, the capital city, and meet again with Hadressa, who debriefs with Asura and has some words for her about what Asura is struggling with. Bear also threatened Hadressa for messing with Asura's head a little bit in his mind. And the party is charged by Hedressa to find that Asura's actions allowed the party and Hedressa to gain the information on how to enter Kotok's lair, his hideout, I guess is a better word, and that there is a ledger that has that he keeps close to him typically, or leaves in his room, that has information on. You assume many things, but Hedressa wants the ledger and believes that there are things you're going to find very interesting in there as well. And so charges you to steal that ledger, and gave you the choice between a stealth mission when he's gone to try and steal it, or a more aggressive mission to go fight him directly. And with the warning that if they chose the stealth mission, they need to not have any witnesses, not let anybody see them, because he will not only find them and take vengeance, but on anybody that he can find out that they have any sort of care for. So they chose the stealth mission at the moment and began to return home to Eldergate Manor, where they also were told that Lord Greenwood had arrived in Elduin and was staying in his apartments in the castle, and had summoned them to the court in the morning. But meanwhile, Valen had arranged another meeting for 1 hour from the return to Eldergate Manor. He had arranged a meeting for 1 hour from now to meet with Rolo to have his own meeting with Hedressa. And so here, as it's dark, it's nighttime as you guys have returned to Eldergate Manor, is where we're going to pick things up. So, you guys have just finished your conversation with Hedressa, and is there, obviously, Valen, you'll be leaving soon. Is there anything you're wanting to do at the return, or after, as we kind of get going here?
Oh, what time is it right now?
Let's see. By this time, you guys came into the city as the sun was setting. You had, you were taken to Hedressa and had your conversation there. So it's probably, we'll say 8.
Not quite bedtime for a lot of folks yet.
I'm going to ask Robert if he could brew me some tea.
Well, of course, sir.
Tell him to tell our cook to do the nice tea, the good tea.
I shall indeed.
Thank you.
So he turns and disappears into the kitchen.
Well, I mean, obviously, I kind of wanted to have tea with everybody if that was all right with y'all.
Yeah, little team meeting.
Sounds quite fine, yeah.
So he comes back, and after not too long here, he comes back with a little bit larger teapot, tea kettle that's pretty ornate, looks like it's solid silver, and comes out and just will all the gentlemen and lady be drinking tonight?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he goes over to a cabinet, near the table, and pulls out some very nice porcelain cups and just patiently pours out.
I'm going to stop him before he starts pouring.
Yes.
May I?
Well, of course.
And I want to do a proper tea pour for everyone.
All right. Very good. I shall be nearby if you need me.
Thank you, Robert.
He kind of gives a little bit of a bow and leaves the room.
And then I'm going to pass each teacup one at a time to each member of the team, but not look at them in the eyes.
Well, thank you, Asura. I just kind of wanted to say, while we have this chance to not be battling dragons or worrying about watchful ears, you all right? You okay?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that question.
All right. Solid answer.
But I am sorry.
No, I mean, don't apologize. It's okay. Really, I don't know what kind of mission you were on. I don't know what Augusta told you, but I know you were doing it for the good of whatever. I know you had your reasons. I just want to make sure that you can count on us, and I want to help you. I don't want you to feel like you have to do this on your own. I want you to feel like we can be there for you.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. And going forward, if you don't want to talk about it, I get it, but I have three younger sisters. Well, sorry, I have three sisters, and I would very much like to be there for you in the future if you need anything. I'm gonna just sip my tea and sit back.
Bear, what do you mean it's okay?
I mean,
It's not okay.
We've all done things. You can make a mistake.
The only mistake she made was lying to us.
Well, okay, so I mean,
Why did you lie to us, Sora?
If you know the type of person I was afraid you would not like me anymore. And if you did not like me anymore, you would ask me to leave. And I have no place to go if I leave.
We're friends at this point, more than friends. We're comrades. We would never ask you to leave. But we also ask you not to lie. We would have been with you. And probably would have made it a lot easier on you if you would have been honest with us.
There are certain things that a person like me is able to do that a person like you should not. And I must be the one who does those things. I must be in the mud so that you do not have to be.
I don't see how that's for you to decide.
And I mean, also too, you don't have to be in the mud. If you're in a situation where you have to get dirty, let us get dirty with you.
No.
I mean,
The bad
your stoic wants to get dirty
words.
with you. I cannot promise that I will always be truthful. And I am sorry for that. And I don't want to betray any of your trusts. But I know that there will be times when I cannot say anything. I could not risk you knowing what was happening. Because even for a second, Kotak believed that this was a trick and I was being deceitful. I don't know what he would have done. I know the types of people like him. I've seen the types of people. I've been the types of people as him. And I could not risk for a second that he would hurt any of you. So I had to keep my secret. And I believe I still have to keep my secrets. Because if you knew all the truth, and everything I am and everything I have done, mutilating one man will be nothing. and I could not bear to look into your eyes and see only my evil staring back at me. You most of all, and I look straight at Valen.
Oh no.
I don't see evil when I look at you. And I told you in the cave that I don't look at our past decisions as a means of identifying who you are today. What happens in the past impacts us, yes, but it doesn't define who we are.
I am not talking about my past. I am talking about my future. I believe that there's far more things, terrible things, that I will need to do. And I cannot dirty anyone else's soul. Mine has already been tainted.
You don't need to dirty yours. That doesn't have to be done. There is gray in this world. I have really begun to understand that everything is not as black and white as it seems, that there is gray out there, that it's not always going to be a clear-cut decision of what is the best method or best practice or best choice to make. But I also don't think that you have to make the worst choice either. You don't have to make the choice that's going to make you feel like you're dirtying your soul, as you said.
I don't want you to resent me if I do. If I do take you with me. If I am honest with you. What if one day you look back at your life and you resent the moment you met me?
That's not something that I even consider, because I make my own choices. If I choose to do something with you, it's not you who made the choice for me, it's I who made the choice.
I don't know if I can trust that is true. I know you believe it, but I don't.
Well,
And then I want to look at Stoic and be like, and you most of all. I can't have you hate me in this world.
If you need your secrets, by all means, keep your secrets. But just ask us to trust you. Don't just leave us in the dark. If you can't tell us why, I can respect that. But I would lay down my life for you and everyone in this crew in a heartbeat. And that takes a lot of trust on my part, and it feels pretty bad to just be blown off. I understand you had your reasons to lie to us, but it was more than that. You just dropped us like we weren't convenient anymore, and that hurt.
I am sorry for that. I didn't mean to. That was not what I wanted. And I am sorry that I hurt you. And that I slapped you. And that I kissed you. Well, I'm not sorry about that part.
Yeah, that was all a little weird. Very confusing. We don't need to talk about that. If you need your secrets, I'm okay with that. But we're a team. You have to trust us at least a little bit, enough to let you keep your secrets. That's all I'm asking.
I'm gonna look over at Easy. And I'm gonna clutch my new necklace that he gave me. I don't speak your words, but I understand your heart. And this means more to me than I could possibly tell you. And I thank you for it.
Very, very welcome, Fräulein.
I hope to be as worthy of those words.
You are more than you realize. You should have others tell you, which we all have.
I'm gonna touch his hand, just pat it. And then I'm just gonna go over to Bear and just give him a hug. Just a really big hug.
I definitely reciprocate and I'll lift you up a little bit.
Don't drop me!
I cast Mage Hand and it pats her on the back.
And then I just quietly weep into Bear because apparently I'm really weeping right now. It's fine.
I'll just hold it until you're ready to release.
I didn't mean to start crying for real.
Emotional moment.
Yeah, it hit me.
There you go, yeah.
While they're hugging, I'm just gonna slowly reach over and touch Easy's hair. How do you keep it so straight?
I would say the Star Elf genetics is just, superior. I don't know that.
Is it really this color, or do you dye it?
Oh, the secret of this Star Elf cosmetic community is very, very serious. That's what makes us so different, is our ability to have such beautiful hair and change color. But one day, I'll show you the way. I don't know if I go and I take my wand out and I kind of push aside his his hair a little bit. I'm like,
oh, it's greasy.
There's a little bit of hope in there. I'll see what I can do.
Maybe you can show me how to straighten it out. Seem to be wise with the females. Do they like straight hair?
I think so.
No,
Maybe.
your hair is perfect the way it is. Maybe wash it a little bit more often, but it is good.
It does become difficult on the road.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Sensible plait always does me well.
I take 2 large hot rocks and I smash and I push them down.
Do you heat them first?
Once a day. What?
What world are we in right now?
Oh.
Did you just invent fantasy curlers? Is that what just happened?
I know, right? We're about to start a YouTube channel about fantasy hair tutorials.
Fantasy perm.
I cast Firebolt at least 3 times. And then I push them together.
I'm just gonna pull my hair on the side of my shoulder and just kind of look at it and oh, looks fine to me.
Oh, hey, Robert.
Yes.
In the room.
You hear some footsteps and he comes through the door.
Oh,
Well,
Robert.
yes.
Do you is there any whiskey back there?
Of course. Does one have a preference as to kind, or type?
A little sweeter. A little sweet whiskey.
I believe I can do that.
That'd be nice.
So he disappears again. A few minutes later, he comes back with a bottle of a kind of lighter colored whiskey that's got a nice kind of amber, but like lighter amber color to it. And he pours out a glass for you and sets it in front of you.
I'm gonna take the glass and just pour, a good like shot with into the tea. This is how they used to drink it in the monastery. It's like a hot Tommy, what they call it. Try it; it's really good. What about lemon? Do you have a little lemon slice?
Well, I will check and see if we have any. I suggest us to try that because this particular whiskey is created by the druids and the air druids in Chinto, and actually has a bit of a lemon flavor to it naturally, along with a bit of blackberry and even a hint of mint. It's a very curious mixture of whiskey, but is a favorite among certain circles.
I just pour the rest, my teacup as far as it goes. Be like, let me try. Down it.
There is one ingredient missing from this tea, and I believe it's pineapple.
Ooh, I'm holding my cup. Hit it easy. Hit it.
I hit his cup with a wand of mystery. Let's see what happens.
Okay, you feel the magic, go off, and
I will taste it.
Happen, but Robert just kind of tilts his head a little bit, kind of has this confused look at you.
I will taste it.
All right. You taste it, and it tastes like it basically tastes like liquid pineapple, just pure liquid pineapple.
So tea taste is gone, whiskey taste is gone.
Yeah, nothing.
Just pineapple.
Pineapple juice.
All right. Next time, Easy. We need to have a third glass with water. Mystery that. And we add it.
Yes.
We will know for later.
I didn't say it worked every time. But...
Robert, I have a question for you.
Of course.
We have been asked to attend at the palace tomorrow, correct?
Indeed. It's quite a privilege.
Is there are there any expectations on aesthetics or performance, how we should behave, what we should look like?
Oh, well, it is the royal court of Corandia. One should dress appropriately.
Say no more. Grab my hat.
Say no more.
And your suit. Yep.
And of course, yeah.
Very good. Yes. You should certainly attire yourselves properly for presentation between kings and nobility. It is the highest level of society in Colombia, and one should also, of course, strive for the most elegant and charismatic of behavior that you can possibly muster. One should always be proper and polite at all times, demonstrating the etiquette worthy of that echelon of individuals.
I think I look at this group and I just silently go, oh no. Oh,
if that's not possible. Is there a plan B?
Well, perhaps best to stay silent then.
Oh no.
Is there a third option?
Well, it's not recommended to reject the invitation unless you have a legitimate reason. Perhaps you'll be lucky. I don't look the part and stay silent. I don't know.
So don't be ourselves for a little while. Got it. Okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna tap Val on the shoulder, like, don't worry, I can talk.
You look the
Okay.
part, Bear.
That
Right.
is true.
Right?
And that is like 10% of the battle. So that's good.
Then
It's a high number. It's a
okay.
high
Okay.
number. It's
All right.
Doug, what time is it on because I want to make sure that I figured out the whole meeting thing. About how,
You probably get the impression it's getting pretty close to time.
okay. Well, I am going to head to bed since we have to be proper in the morning, apparently. So if you guys will excuse me,
Good night. And I'm going to squeeze his hand.
squeeze right back. And as I go, I will go to my room. And is there a way to like get out of my room and go down to where I'm supposed to meet Rolo, right? Rolo.
Yeah.
Remembering names.
So it's a second floor window, so it's not out of the question for you to be able to kind of jump down, basically.
Yep.
Do a quick dexterity check
Oh,
or acrobatics if you want.
the dice always betray me. Well, not always, but a lot of times they betray me. All right, let's see what we got here. Rolled a natural 19. They did not betray me this time. You said acrobatics?
Hey.
26.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Basically, get out of the window and hold on to the edge, like kind of
Yep.
like feet against the wall, then just kind of leap out and come down. It's not a huge jump, so
Awesome.
not a big deal. Okay, and so just make your way out to the meeting.
Yep. And I don't know if they wanted to finish up their talk or not, but
I'm going to down my drink and then is it possible that I can have someone come in the morning to help me do my hair?
I believe that can be arranged.
Thank you.
Robert, how long would it take to get a bath ready?
I imagine not more than 30-45 minutes to heat the water and get it to you.
Can you arrange a bath in the morning for us or for me?
Of course.
Well, if you're nailing it in the morning, I'm going to take one tonight.
I was about to say that too. Maybe we can take one together. I am joking. Well, I am joking if you are uncomfortable. I'm not joking if you're okay with it.
It's a really small tub.
That is okay. I fit in tight places.
I'm just going to turn around and walk away.
How are you even gray anymore? Is it just like pure red at this point?
Oh, it comes out pink. Yeah. It comes out pink.
pink, purplish pink hue.
Yeah.
That is beautiful colors.
Gone.
He can have a bath first. I will have 1 second.
All right.
Unless there's more than one bathtub, at which point I want my own bathtub.
Unless what? Sorry.
Just like off on a tangent. I said, is there more than one bathtub? And if there is, I would like a bath.
Yes, of course. We can bring a tub for each of you into your room. So that is private.
Then,
That would be great.
then I'll take my bath in his room too.
No. Do not listen to her. For privacy.
All
Yes,
right.
for my own room.
All right. I shall do so.
All right. Do you have any like frou-frou stuff? Like smelly stuff, oils and stuff? I don't quite know what I'm supposed to use. Normally I just use water, but it doesn't always get all the stuff out of my hair.
Well, I would certainly recommend we can provide soap for you to wash with, of course, and you will probably want some sort of oil for your beard, and
You're supposed to put oil in your beard?
well, yes, if you want to maintain it with propriety standards, yes, of course. And you'll want to clean your teeth, of course, and we can provide utensils for that. And I can also provide armor polish and oils, and sort of present yourself accordingly if you, depending on what you wish to wear, as some knights choose to wear their armor. But it's only if the armor is more ceremonial in nature and more presentable in such a circumstance, you understand. I can provide a cologne if you prefer that sort of thing. Not everyone wears that, but
I'll actually take some armor polish right now. That should be great.
of course.
I really didn't know you're supposed to oil your beard. I thought that's what the food did.
Oh,
Like,
oh dear, no.
because
No.
all of the oils from the food, and then like,
No.
oh,
No. Sir, no. No. You should just simply, you should wash it and then rub the oil into the beard after you are dry. And try to avoid any food getting into it, at least for the duration of your time at the court.
all right. This is all very important. We only made us bathe like once a month at the monastery. So,
Oh dear.
and
That
we
explains.
all kind of smelt the same, so no one really noticed.
You bathe once a month?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Wow. I think I had like one every half a year.
I knew I liked you, Bear.
We've broken Robert.
Yeah.
Perhaps it is good that this is perhaps a one-time.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
Well, very well. I shall provide everything as requested. Just let me know if you need anything else.
Maybe some paints. Do you have any paints?
I'm sorry, paints?
Like, so I had this idea. Easy. What was the name that you suggested for our, we should have our name ready before we go meet people.
Yes, yeah. It is the Torheit, the dunklen Drachen. It is the Folly of the Dark Dragon.
Folly of the Dark Dragon. Okay.
I can do a thing where I can put a marking with a pendant of some kind. I guess we have the necklace.
We do. I was thinking on my cloak I could paint like a big like dragon on the back of it.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I like that.
So that way I look, presentable.
That'd be good.
That would look pretty awesome.
Look, you could show up naked and you would be very presentable.
That's an option.
No, it is not.
Oh.
I know we said we're like family, but boundaries. Baths are for solo time.
I did not say anything. I have given up on the opportunity for you.
I will check with Erhard, the groundskeeper, and see if he keeps any paints for, painting rooms, touching up the house, and see if he has something.
Sure.
I'm afraid that's the best I could do on short notice.
That'll be fine. I will head upstairs and wait for my bath, I guess.
Very good,
Thank
sir.
you, Rupert.
He bows and leaves the room.
It's like,
So, if there's nothing else at the moment,
I'm
Alan,
gonna spend the rest of my time polishing my sword, and I'm gonna practice my new spell, find greater steed. No, just find steed and see if I can summon up my dire wolf.
Nice.
which you are able to, of course. And
Puppy.
yeah, it looks pretty cool. So, and large. It's very large.
Yeah.
Takes up most of your room because it's big enough to be equivalent to a horse. So it's pretty big.
Puppy.
All right, so Val, you go and make your way a couple blocks down the street, and eventually reach a point, where you are scheduled to meet, and Rolo sort of materializes out of the shadow, and just like of a building, and says, "Well, good evening again, sir. Shall I escort you?"
Good evening. Yes, please.
Very good. And he starts leading you down the street. He leads you through the city to not the same way you went before, not long ago. You went to. He now leads you to a building that looks that's a little bit taller than the surrounding buildings. It's about 6 stories high, and it's this kind of older stone-looking building. And he kind of leads you to the side, goes to a side door, and inside you can see that it looks like the building's been long abandoned, where it's just sort of whatever's there. It just seems like an abandoned building that's been abandoned for a long time, and just dust and cobwebs and deterioration in various ways. And he leads you up kind of a stair, set of stairs going up and up to the roof of this building, and you exit onto the building, onto this kind of flat top where you can see around you is the city with just lights dotting where people are still up and still moving about the city and everything, but as it's starting to calm down for the night, and you see the now familiar form of Hadressa standing at the edge of the building overlooking it, and as you walk toward her, you hear kind of a strange sound, and you look over and you see off to the side, you see that same kind of sleek cat-looking black beast with 6 legs and 2 long tentacles off of its back, chewing on some sort of meat. And it stops briefly and looks at you with its sort of glowing green eyes that seem to carry a little bit more intelligence than you expect, like not quite like other animals that you've encountered, but just sort of like it's looking at you with some sort of insider intelligence. But then and very carefully kind of looks you over, and then kind of goes back but still keeps an eye on you, going back to its meal. As you approach Hadressa, without turning around, she says, "Tell me, why is it that you seek the Emerald Dragon?"
Wow, that was not exactly why I was coming here tonight, but I think it's become a little bit more. It started off as a vision that I received that seemed to beckon me to find Hira's location after all this time. But now it seems to me to be more of a mission of I don't know, validation or just proving myself.
A test of yourself.
Yes.
And if you find him, what will this prove about yourself?
That is a really good question. I really don't have an answer.
Well, sometimes the questions that do not yet have answers are the best ones to ask. But what is it that you seek tonight?
Well, I know that you are a finder of information that would otherwise seem impossible. And there has been someone lost to me for quite a while. And I would like to seek your help in possibly finding her.
And who is the individual that you seek?
Well, her name is Zadora. And it's been so long. I know that her maiden name would be Bunsen. I don't know if that has changed any at all, or if she still goes by that name.
Is this all?
Last time I saw her was in a village. Oh no, this is Larry trying to remember. I think just south of Torheit. And it was about 15 years ago. I really should brush up on my backstory a little bit. just the details, you know.
And who is she to you?
My sister.
And so you wish for me to find someone with only a name in a distant land who you have not seen in that land for 15 years, and thus could be anywhere in the world. Is this correct?
Just in the short time that I've known you, you have known information that would seem otherwise unknowable. You have found information that would otherwise seem unattainable or unfindable. So I kind of deduced that you would be the best option in doing this.
I see. The time and distance and vagary of such things makes the task difficult. Does she have anything unique to her that she carries with her? Or something that is not normal, but is hers alone? Some unique trait or physical trait or object that she values or something of that sort?
The last time that I saw her, she had this necklace with a coiled dragon on it. Had a ruby in the middle, or some kind of red gemstone. I was told it was a ruby, but honestly, knowing our parents, it very well could have just been some cheap knockoff.
I cannot promise success in this.
I understand.
Possible. And what do you offer for this information?
This is what I was worried about. I know that all this comes at a cost, and I want to see what you believe is fair trade for this information.
There is much happening in this city and this country. The turmoil increases. If you do not see it yet, you will. I believe there will be plenty of opportunity to repay if I am successful. But I would hold such a favor for a later time, to be called upon when I wish. Is this acceptable?
You make me so nervous. Half layer to the DM, half Valentessa. Yes.
You must value this person, this sister of yours, very much to agree to an unknown, undefined favor for some time in the future from someone that you... And she kind of looks at you now for the first time, slyly, kind of sidelong, and says, do not entirely trust.
For the longest time in my childhood, she was the only person that I could trust. We were extremely close, and it took a lot out of me when she left, when she disappeared. I don't know. I thought that I had really dealt with a lot of that, but it turns out that maybe there's something there.
It is a long journey to deal with the ways that our past controls us.
Yes.
Very well. I will see if I can find her.
Thank you. Give a bow and kind of look out over the city, and this is a lovely view. And then...
That remains to be seen.
And I look over to the cat creature. I'm like, do I even want to know?
Make a perception check.
Oh, okay. That's scary that I'm making a check on that.
Let's roll the night.
Total 20. Total 20.
Okay. You see you see that it is basically kind of chewing into, and most of it is now kind of a lot of, like, there you can see some bone, and like a lot of the meat has been consumed, but you see at the very end of it what looks very much like a human hand, and you realize this is probably an arm. and she says, she like turns back and looks out at the city and says, sometimes there are those who walk in the shadows, invisible to those who are supposed to do justice, and those who would get away if not for those who are also in the shadows. It is a different kind of justice, perhaps. Or perhaps it is someone who simply annoyed me.
Coming from you, either option seems valid. And I think with that, just kind of bow and start to back up towards where I came in, because I am, even for me, extremely uncomfortable in this situation. Especially after the whole human hand thing, which I kind of wish I had made that perception check before all this, because might have made different decisions at that point. But yes.
Okay, so you back out, and Rollo's down the first flight of stairs waiting for you, and escorts you back. And she doesn't say anything else to you as you leave. So
Okay, I figure she's the silent type. So, whoo. Uh-huh.
all right, so
We make good choices in this group.
Oh man.
Smart, wise.
Mm-hmm.
Just words to describe us.
Yep. 100%.
Folly is a good word to describe our group name.
Exactly.
well, not so much the dragons, Folly, right?
It's just
Yeah,
our
just
own
our own folly, yeah.
Folly is the right word.
Yeah.
So, you guys take your baths and polish and prepare and end up going to bed, having a restful, uneventful night, which, I think at this point you should all be full, so I don't think there's anything to recover at the moment, but if so, you'd be fully recovered. In the morning, any who asked of it, you get the bath. If you didn't take it the night before, you get your bath and all the required materials and tools and everything to present yourself as nicely as you can.
I think I will note real quick that I wanted to get a full night's rest. I think there was some contemplation for Valen throughout the night.
Oh, that's a good point. So actually, one other thing that does happen.
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask if we caught him coming back in.
If
we heard him sneaking back in.
Valen, well,
I was kind of gonna have my dog, my wolf, kind of patrolling the inside.
well, Valen, make a stealth check.
All right.
Here we go.
And also, I will to be fair, since I left through the window, I'd probably try to get back in through the window. So do I need to do another acrobatics check along with that stealth check?
Well, so this would be if you can find a way to use acrobatics, you can try, but otherwise it would be athletics to climb.
Athletics. What's the situation look like to get to the second floor? Are there any places where I could kind of pounce back and forth? Is there anything that's leading up to the second or kind of close to the window?
Parkour.
Essentially, that's what I'm trying to do.
So there's a kind of a covered area, like a sitting area toward the back. Mm-hmm. It's like a garden in the back. And there's kind of a covered area, like kind of a sloped roof with some, table and some chairs and everything outside. And it's probably about 6 feet from that, like kind of off of it, is your window, which is just kind of a sheer wall at that point with some bushes below. Below.
So I will try to do a kind of a jump off the wall on top of that covered area. And then, is there enough room to get a running start, or is it kind of tight?
Yeah.
So I want to try to run the side of the wall and then catch the window ledge.
Okay, so do an acrobatics check and a stealth check.
All right, I'll do the stealth check first. So that's a total 20. And the acrobatics, that is a 14 for the acrobatics.
Okay. Yeah, it's fairly easy, and you're able to do so with minimal noise. Bear, go ahead and roll a perception check for your direwolf.
Okay.
Puppy.
So White Claw is his name, by the way. White Claw. White Claw. Strength, Dex, Con, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. What am I rolling for? There's Perception. Never mind. Perception plus 3. Damn it.
Wisdom.
Perception is an 11.
Not a perceptive puppy.
One of those few times I'm really happy about Bear's or Jeb's low rolls.
Not.
Wait, I have advantage. Haha. On Wisdom perception checks. Ha ha.
Say again?
I have advantage, but it doesn't matter. It's still an 11.
I mean, you were. It was hard because I have a +7 to stealth and a +7 to athletics, so I was going to.
Ooh.
I had a pretty good
regardless.
deal of pretty good chance of beating that.
Worth a shot. Worth a shot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So not only does he not really hear anything from Valen's actions, he's also causing some noise.
The White Claw?
It's the size of a horse. You say patrolling the hallways, which are not wide, really.
Yeah.
They're kind of normal hallways. For him, when he tries to turn around, he's just bumping into doors, walls, and just basically, making pretty clear amount of noise to everybody who's trying to sleep here.
There, keep it down.
I'll just, after the Stoke wakes up, I'm like, ugh, White Claw, and then I'll dissipate him.
Dissipate him.
All right. So yeah, no noticing at the moment, because I guess Stoic, you wouldn't really have any reason to actively be looking for him.
No.
So it'd just be passive perception, which he beat. So
yeah, it's only 13.
Yeah. So okay. So you guys fall into your eventually finish your activities and go to sleep. Asura, while you're sleeping, you have a nightmare, and it is nightmares are a pretty regular part of your life. You've had and there are several nightmares that are recurring that just seem to happen over and over, and this is one of those where it's not as much a clear vision of things, but you just kind of get these vague impressions of a series of things that you feel deeply, but and it's almost like you get flashes of images, but the minute, when you're awake, when you try to think about it, you're not able to get a clear picture of anything. It's just a distinct impression of, you get this impression of a man with long flowing hair, unimaginably beautiful, reaching out to you. The feeling of being in someone's arms. You feel this impression of a garden, this perfect garden of peace and order and beauty, with the strange kind of distant sounds of screaming and of a lot of voices screaming. With there's a sudden transition to dark and utter cold. Long cold nights of just sort of this unsettled feeling and just discomfort and fear, eventually transitioning to heat, but with still that sort of unsettled feeling, and then the hard stone under a dim lamplight as those arms leave you forever, and the overwhelming feeling of abandonment. And that's when you wake up in the morning.
Oh, good.
Wow.
What the?
That's one of those dreams that like affects the rest of your day.
Surprisingly not. They're just the feelings I always have.
So you guys wake up, you get your baths, you get ready. What are each of you wearing?
My suit and hat and my sword.
I am wearing my blue and silver dress with my silver leaf earrings.
Okay.
And my hair done up with the help of the person who comes in to help me. It's out of a braid.
Robert
Like-
sends Rita, who's the kind of housemaid, to help you with that.
Yeah, so it's the first time I think anyone's seen me not in a braid. And it's like kind of curled up to kind of minimize like the stark contrast of my horns. So that it's like curls and stuff kind of decorated around. And then like the rest kind of like flows down in like this like mermaid waviness.
Okay.
And I've like washed my face, and they put like some like eye stuff on me. So I have like my eyes done all pretty like.
Okay.
Are there any what kind of clothing options are available in my room, and do they actually fit me?
That'd be pretty funny.
I'm still playing around with what Valen would do, but I want to know my options.
Oh, and I definitely have like my knives like tucked underneath my dress.
Okay. Well, in the room there is a few outfits of clothing, but they're kind of nicer clothing, but they all seem to be made for someone a little bit taller than you. Which Greenwood is a little bit taller guy.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the impression this is maybe for him, and
Yep.
may not really fit somebody quite. You got a little bit narrower shoulders, you're a little bit shorter, etc.
Yep. Wearing my robes, which I was leaning toward, or my robe, my normal outfit, which I was leaning towards anyway, because to Valen's like, this is nice stuff anyway. This is like the nicest that you get within the monastery.
Okay.
Yeah, I am casting Disguise Self. And I am I am basically going in the same robe. Obviously, I'm in the same robe, but I'm cleaning up any of the snags or tears in the bottom. It's going to be all hemmed, I'd say, with gold and silver trim, with I'd say across the back is the exact same sigil as Stoics, with the dark dragon on the back, and with a laurel across the front end of my head, with I'd say mix between black and silver of the laurel, or black and silver leaves. Sorry, that go for the laurel that go across.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm actually a foot taller. I have 1 foot taller, and my ears are just a little bit extra pointy.
You're almost as tall as Bear now, aren't you?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost as tall as Bear. Let's see how it rolls.
so I'm gonna wear what I always wear, and I was smart because when I went in the bath, I went armor off, clothes on, in the bath, so I could wash them at the same time.
Oh, bless you, Stoic.
Beautiful sweets of a child.
And then hung them up, when I was done, so that they'd be dry by morning. And then I would have tried to paint a black dragon on my cape. However, I don't know how artistic I am. So however that came out.
Roll a performance check.
Oh, performance. Oh, that's a natural 17. Hold on.
Ooh, not bad.
Yep, that's just a 17.
Okay. Yeah. So it definitely looks, hand drawn. Like it doesn't look precise or stenciled or anything like that. It's obviously not, crazy artistic skills. It kind of looks a little bit rougher, like a not quite like a. I'm trying to think of the equivalent. It would be like something you might have seen, like a tribe or a bandit group, if they were kind of talented, but were just making symbols on a flag or something like that.
They were kind of talented.
Yeah, well, like they weren't. It's not like child scribbles. It's not. It's
paint.
Not, amazing. So,
Okay,
but it gets the point across for sure.
Awesome. So I'm just wearing that, and I am Jerry curled out because because I've never used lotion in my beard, oils in my hair or beard before.
Nice.
So I went a little over the top, and I am just a little drippy.
I cannot wait to see that.
Right?
I'm so in love.
Did we all make it downstairs before Sora came out?
With that, you guys are kind of all meeting downstairs and seeing for the first time, you guys all except for Valen, not in your normal kind of road battle ready gear. Basically look like different people, like for the most part. Maybe
I don't know what you're
a
talking
little more
about.
than others.
And that, I will make one slight difference. Like my hair is actually in a ponytail behind me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please tell me Asura came out last in like a John Hughes moment coming down the stairs.
Like old
I mean,
time.
you better believe it. You better believe it.
And sashaying the whole way down.
Oh,
like just
are you kidding me?
owning it.
Like the gentle, graceful hand that like comes
Mhm.
down the banister, like the whole thing.
Wow. Asura.
It's about time. You guys ready to go yet?
You guys clean up well.
Oh, well.
You too, Valen.
Yeah.
Look
Also,
down like, yeah,
easy. Are
okay.
you taller than normal?
I kind of do like a little thing where like I take my height and put
The scientific method for measuring height, yeah.
I've always been almost tall as you are, Bear. It's been always the same way.
Or just don't get any taller.
From this angle, you are all giants. Stoic,
Alright.
I like your hair.
Thank you. It's the first time I've done it.
I can tell, but it is very nice.
I'm gonna like shake my head a little bit. So
Good.
Oh.
Duck.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way out into the streets as in your fresh new garb, as Robert's giving you kind of directions to the castle, like the main gate and everything. And you make your way there, and the guards. Yeah, it takes a minute for the guards to kind of check your name and make sure you're allowed in, but they do, and you also notice they're like, that some of the individuals in the Leaf District, as you're walking through the streets, kind of give you second looks, but not for the reasons a lot of you are used to. The kind of dressing up and looking the part is making a good impression, with the exception of looking at Stoic. A couple of them kind of give like this little confused look at your hair, and but nothing too overt, just small little subtle things.
Can I hook my arm with Stoic? Like, since I noticed that like people are staring at him a little bit.
If he'll let you.
You do, and I just stop walking. You just stop walking.
It is a formal gesture to escort a woman.
Okay. I will walk very awkwardly.
I'll take it. I'm just walking like head up, like I'm feeling myself.
All right. So you make your way through the gates as the castle has its own wall inside the Leaf District, and you make your way in through a very large gate. As you now see a whole lot of soldiers with kind of blue and silver of the Karandian army kind of all over the place, with a lot of servants running to and fro, just kind of keeping the place running. You enter into a large hallway with a kind of a velvety carpet going down the middle, and you see like banners on either side from, you actually don't really know what they are, but they're with various symbols and that sort of thing on either side of the room, with these big, large marble columns and everything. And it's interesting. As you walk through the castle and as you approach it and are kind of looking up at it and then go inside, the whole castle seems to be sort of an interesting mix of some fanciness. It's almost like they made the castle very practically, and then somebody came along and said, wait, nobility's going to be here, we need to do something. And tried to like fix it up a little bit. And so it's like this hallway, that the entry hallway here is like very simplistic. It's not very ornate. Like it's just kind of like a flat box, like huge box of stone with columns. And then they tried to like decorate it with these kind of really large fancy banners and things like in the carpet and that sort of thing. So it's kind of an interesting mix. It's like that kind of practical nature that Karandians typically have, kind of mixed with this fanciness of being the royal palace. But you make your way through and eventually reach a place where there's a crowd of people making their way into a room, and you see all these people are extremely well dressed, and you realize you've kind of hit the nobility area. But they all quickly make their way in, as it's apparently time to get started with whatever's going on there. And you make your way in with this crowd, and there's probably about you'd guess somewhere between like 60 to 80 people kind of all filing into what you now know is the throne room. And you see there's kind of a raised dais where the throne sits on. Again, kind of a curious mixture of practical and fancy. The throne itself not being incredibly ornate, but having, it looks like it's a very fine polished wood with carvings in it, with like gold inlay in it. So it's like that kind of practicality of wood with the fanciness of the gold inlays and stuff all through it that kind of creates this interesting impression. But it's very large and very clearly a throne. And everybody sort of files in, and you guys kind of stand there kind of awkwardly as the nobles pretty openly are looking at you with curiosity and everything. But not for very long, because a gentleman to the side kind of announces the king's arrival and just says, "Greetings to the royal court. I would like to announce now His Royal Majesty, King Gethrin of Karandia." And out from a side room, you see an individual walk out with kind of a long blue and silver kind of cape, as well as very nice blue and silver clothing, with a very kind of simple crown on top of his head. He seems to be about middle-aged, with a very finely trimmed goatee, type beard, and fair skin and like brown eyes. in short, very well kept dark hair, dark brown hair. And he walks and takes his seat at the on the throne, and kind of nods as the court commences. And the speaker says, "For the first order of business, now called to the floor at his request, His Royal Governor, Lord Greenwood of Ark Hill." And you see now, stepping out from the side of the crowd to the side, you see Lord Greenwood step forward, wearing also extremely nice clothes with his kind of dark green and gold colors of his house. And just kind of finely trimmed, clean presentation that he always has, and like straight, carrying himself like a noble. He steps forward into the middle, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen of the court, Your Majesty, I come to you today with sadness and urgency. Sadness, because every day our people suffer anew. Bandits have ravaged our countryside in increasing numbers for over a year. Goblins have increased in presence for the first time in Carondian history. And now, as you all know, a necromantic threat has once again come to threaten Carondia. My fellow governors and governesses, my fellow dukes and duchesses, all knights of the land, the priests, the traders, the farmers, all the good folk of every trade in Carondia have been patient. We have suffered enough, and I call upon your majesty to act. Call up the army and march. Eliminate the threats to your people and to your crown." And you see the king holds up his hand kind of briefly and just says, "Lord Greenwood, we have discussed this at length. Calling up the army is an expensive and dangerous proposition. Winter is soon here, and you are asking men to abandon their farms and trades that they desperately need for winter in order to go fight and possibly die against bandits, goblins, and rumors. For how do we know that this necromantic threat is anything more than the usual rumors and folktales that are present in Carondia at all times? I have seen little to persuade me." "You have had reports," he says, Greenwood replies, "multiple reports from reliable sources, including myself. The undead attack, bodies go missing, and you still doubt? Will you continue to do nothing as your countrymen die without the crown to defend them?" "And what would you have me do, Lord Greenwood? Do you know where this necromancer is hiding?" "That's what I thought. I will not take my men away from their families to go play hide and seek with a rumor." And you hear him say, "She is not a rumor. She is real. She has killed 30 of my men, and worse." He stops, and you see him kind of take a breath, and he says, "She recently murdered a number of children under my care." At this point, you hear kind of gasps and whispers kind of go through the crowd of nobles now, as they're listening to this confrontation. "She cares not for the lives of the innocent. She is pure evil, and she will continue to grow stronger. She defies you and your crown, and you have let her get stronger." The king says, "Well, if this threat is real, then we ought not send our army out into the countryside, scouring the entire land for small numbers that are easy to take. Unless we have a target to attack with vigor and numbers, we are far better to strengthen our defenses here." And he starts to say, there are still other threats. And he says, yes, and you have already dealt with one, as I understand it. The bandit threat that you have been going on about has been handled by just over 50 men. This does not sound like it was worthy of my time. It just seems like you needed to focus a bit more. And you see Greenwood, who is very controlled, and
Oh, shit.
his face stays passive. You do see his hand like clench into a fist at his side. Kind of impressive that that's the only thing he shows at the moment, but you see that happen as another noble kind of standing on the other side of the crowd interjects, and another guy who's kind of got longer black hair, and he says, if I may speak, I believe Lord Greenwood was acting out of duty toward his people and a new threat that had arisen. I believe he should be commended, not scolded. And the king...
Does he play for the Beatles?
The king kind of waves his hand and he's like, of course, and he shall be rewarded. But my point still stands. If these problems can be eliminated with so little effort, I have to question the level of effort put in until now. You hear another voice, familiar to a couple of you. A woman speak up and says, Your Majesty, if I may. And you look over and you see a woman who Valen and Stoic know to be
I was wondering.
Empress. Mm-hmm. Who steps forward wearing a long, kind of dark red dress, kind of maroonish type color, that kind of comes up into a collar, and her hair pulled up into a very artful kind of spiral type bun, if you will, that just allows a few strands to drop out, and just kind of a perfect presentation of elegance. And she's smiling at the king, and you see Gethryn kind of give a small little smile and says, of course. And she says, Lord Greenwood did indeed do the right thing and protected his people, as a governor should. But we all know that the crown is the heaviest of titles, because although we all strive as best we all fall short without the guidance and strength of the king. It is why the gods have placed you upon the throne. We are merely seeking your wisdom and military prowess in dealing with the remaining threats. For none of us see all the pieces as you do, and none of us wield the resources and sheer might of the full Carondian military. I believe we would all benefit from seeing your strength in action, and we could all learn from it. And Gethryn kind of regards her for a second before saying more softly, I will not send out my military lightly, but I will consider your words. Thank you, governors. And the other two step back, and Greenwood stays and says, I have one more matter, if you would be patient, Your Majesty. And the king nods, and he says, all of my men who fought the dragon Malrazig and his men are brave and will receive just rewards. But there are 6 here who confronted Malrazig himself. Not only that, but they discovered, unbeknownst to all, that the new bandit leader was indeed a black dragon. It was these 6, one of whom seems not to be here this morning. These individuals did not turn tail and run upon this discovery, but fought the dragon head-on and slew it. Needless to say, at great peril to themselves and without prearrangement of reward. I believe they demonstrated themselves to be more than expected and thus deserve the crown's recognition. May I present to you, and he turns and gestures to you guys. He says, may I present to you Valen Wren of the Order of the Emerald Dragon, Stoic Songsteel of the Temple of Chaldron, Bear With Me of the Paladin Order of the Silver Flame, Aesel de Furs, the trained wizard of the Tower of Knowledge, and Asura Vapula, the faithful companion.
Oh, Asura does not like that. Asura does not like that.
I think Valen tenses up real good. Like, oh no.
King turns to you guys now and nods and says, "Well, my thanks to you all, Dragon Slayers. It is quite a feat indeed, and I agree that it should be rewarded. Lord Dernick, what do you recommend?" And he turns to the same individual who spoke before, who kind of puts a hand up to his chin for a second and says, "Well, I believe the Defender of the Realm ought to be appropriate." And the king nods and says, "Thus it shall be so. I name you all Defenders of Corandia." And you actually hear some applause come up from the nobles, who all kind of turn to you and are applauding you. And the king says, "You may see the adjutant for your talismans and information about your new titles. With that, we shall adjourn for a mid-morning break." And he gets up and walks out of the room as there's basically a whole bunch of conversation erupts.
Is there any like active like torches or fire that's like in this room?
It seems right now to be primarily lit by there are windows up along the top of the throne room, so it's mostly natural sunlight at the moment.
Can I slant? Are there any shutters to these?
Well, not that you can see, not that is anywhere nearby.
Is Asura visibly upset right now? Like, is it like you can look at her, can I just reach over and grab her hand and just like give a little bit of a squeeze? Like, it's okay. It's okay.
At least make one of the banners like ruffle, like out of like like seemingly out of nowhere.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Because as he squeezes my hand, I'm just gonna make one of the banners just go like and back again. I'm like, I'm no one's companion.
You are not. He's an idiot. It's okay. We know all the value that you bring.
Also, where is Lopi? She never came back last night. Anybody seen her?
No.
No.
I was hoping she would be here today.
Oh. Weird. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Valen, you feel something grab your arm, and you turn and see.
Waiting for this.
And there's just sidled up to you.
Am I still holding his hand?
With the other hand. Like,
Oh, so I'm still holding one hand and someone else is holding Valen's other hand
Valen's
now?
is like, oh no, what's the situation?
I want to give her like a full up and down.
She just immediately is like, "Oh, what wonderful news for you all. I'm sure you all are so proud. And I fear I owe Mr. Defender Songsteel, an apology. I thought you might be a coward after the way you positively fled me a few days ago. But appearances can be deceiving. And I think there's more to you than meets the eye."
I'm like positioning myself to like physically be in front of him.
And she actually says, I think that might be true, all of you. What an absolutely beautiful group. And she looks at you, Asura, and she says, "I absolutely adore your skin tone. It reminds me of a lavender flower, my absolute favorite scent." And she actually holds her hand up, like wrist turned up to you, and you can actually smell lavender. Like this kind of faint lavender scent from her.
I too wear a scent that I like very much too. And I put my wrist out and I smell like sulfur. I thaumaturgy a little sulfur smell.
Yes, of course. A scent worthy of a defender. And she said, "I would also love to hear about your scar sometime, if you would indulge me. Behind every scar is a story that grows our character, yes?"
Some scars are not worth talking about.
Oh, they're all worth talking about. Even the mundane things all contribute to who we become eventually. I still need to talk to Lord Greenwood about borrowing you all. I have a few problems of my own in my own province. but I won't keep you. And she squeezes Valen's arm kind of a little bit tighter and leans into your ear and says, and remember my invitation, Defender Wren. I would love to spar with you sometime. And with that, she's gone. Like disappears into the crowd, like immediately talking to somebody else and with the same level of enthusiasm.
I'm just gonna stare at Stoic and Valen.
Valen he looks visibly uncomfortable. He looks it.
I elbow Valen. I go, tell me about the new Fräulein, Valen.
I'm just gonna like grab like Stoic's arm and like pet him and like look up at him and see if he's okay.
Oh no, he's like 15, 20 feet away because the moment you stepped in front of him, he just slowly started to sink back away from both of you
into the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Saw
Well,
that.
then I'm gonna go find you.
Okay, you can come find me. I'm meandering slowly.
Well, easy. A servant, a well-dressed servant, comes up to you and says, "Defender Hazel the First, His Majesty would like to have a conversation with you, if you would be so kind."
Ooh.
What?
That I must graciously accept.
Very good.
Easy.
All right. I cast a mage hand that does like the okay sign. It's like things be all right. As I nervously walk away.
And as right after that, you see another servant come up to the rest of the group and says, "Lord Greenwood summons to have a conversation with you. Would you accompany me to his apartment?"
Yes.
I'll go get the other two, Valen. And I go off and find Stoic and Astora.
That's true. It's just you and me right now, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so as you guys follow your servant and as Easy follows the other servant to the king, we're going to take a break.
Yes!
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.
I've never been more excited, and we fought a dragon.
All right. We did fight a dragon.
Talking to nobility.
Defender of the realm. I like it.
Thunder.
I don't like the fact that I got some bullshit name.
Go.
Yep.
Their companion.
Their faithful sidekick.
Asura's mad. She mad.
I would be too. Don't worry.
Some beautiful woman comes up and starts messing with her boys, and then she gets called some shitty name in front of everybody. Whoo, no, ma'am.
She's
No,
slighted.
ma'am. Also, she is beautiful, and Asura is like, that is a stunning woman. But also, like, these are my boys.
Yep.
Yeah, which I guess is the first time you've seen her. But yeah, she is. You immediately get the impression that this woman is just oozing with charm and just personality and just one of the most gorgeous women you've ever seen. Like just perfect presentation. Like just it's just one of those women you kind of think is impossible in some ways. Yeah, that's a impression.
Asura is both like, yes, ma'am, I will do anything you tell me to do. Also, she's like, these are my boys.
That's the whole reason I was hoping to catch Valen sneaking back in, because I was totally going to call him out. Because she invited him. Because if Stoic saw him sneak out, that would be the first thing he would think as he went to go meet up with her.
Dang it.
All right. Well,
Okay,
Ooh,
well, so
man.
let's take a quick 10-minute break, get some drinks and everything.
Cool.
And,
Yep.
use the bathroom.
I need a drink. Woo!
All right.
See you guys.
10 minutes.
Welcome to the paint party,
Yeah.
Isn't it? We got the paints. We need the paint holders.
So you can use the plates. You want to use these mainly just for like mixing colors because it's a little bit easier.
Just dab it off of the cardboard.
Yeah, it's
10-4.
no big deal. Or I have some cups that I brought extra cups for that and for cleaning. And the good stuff,
Mineral spirits.
which we'll have to get a cup of that to clean off brushes. We'll probably want paper towels for everybody too. If I can use my Jedi mind powers. Alright, can you get the cups?
Chicken out of cups.
Peanut.
Today's Barnes.
Mr. Walkway, leave me to the building. Fuck you. I'm literally using your sister's art as my reference guide.
Oh yeah.
Because she killed it. She
Yeah.
killed it. For speed, that's amazing.
I don't know. Try that one. Oh.
Watch it. Are you kidding me?
I didn't do it.
What just happened?
This is why we can't have nice things.
Jeb is the reason we can have those things. Absolutely.
So is the reason we need the cardboard.
That's dude. That's what I was paranoid about.
I've been splattered.
I came prepared.
How about that?
I was not prepared.
I'm gonna keep this over here on the adult side because
I like how on the adult side suddenly.
Wait a minute. How did that happen?
I think you want to reassess who's an adult here.
that is probably more dangerous to this table than the paint.
What is?
The thinner.
Oh yeah.
Because the paint you can just wipe right off as long as it doesn't dry. The thinner will
Take off
take the
everything.
finish. So the other thing is, guys, don't try to cover it in one coat.
Oh yeah.
Just expect you're gonna have to do at least 3.
Okay.
But really, there's nothing like you can't mess it up.
Okay.
So
Hey,
You
watch me.
Challenge accepted.
That's
need
already
like a-
happened, Danny.
I need like a crimson red.
well, the crimson red. And also with the washes, whatever, go a shade lighter than you're gonna finish with. If you plan on using the poly shade, go 2 shades lighter because it's gonna darken up the color.
I was gonna do blue, crimson, and purple for the cloak.
We're all gonna be purple and love it.
I'm not. I'm gonna be.
I'm
You
blue.
better say I'm not purple.
I'm blue all over me.
You're blue. Gamadita.
Appears that I blew myself.
I did not anticipate
So,
the bow staff being in the way.
and you can use some of the bigger ones to like mix colors too and blab them on. These ones I bought specifically for dry brushing later for the detail.
More texture on it.
Because you want these big fat ones, and I might even cut them down with scissors to make it shorter, and then you just barely get any paint, wipe it off, and just like.
Oh.
Bro, I used to paint for a living, not like this.
Wait, what did you paint for a living?
I was a house painter for a couple of years, but that was after I stopped working. I was a government contractor and I painted aircraft and like mech generators, and so I can do like actual auto body paint, and then I can as well do like faux finishes and latex paint and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Wait, so you can do Autobots and Decepticon paints?
That's all I heard.
I can do atomized and airless paints if you want to get really specific, and stains and.
Sounds like it was a transformative experience.
So hop on to happyactionfuntime.com and contact us today. Do you need
Tune into
auto?
the Everwind Chronicles for jokes like these.
Keep you in stick.
Top shelf.
I have learned to be invisible. Invisible to those who have something I need or want. Invisible to the guards. Invisible to my enemies. I have even accomplished something no thief before me has. I have become invisible to myself, for I cannot bear to look at my own reflection. But is this all there is to me? Is my invisibility simply matching the hollowness I feel inside? I have to know who I am. I have to know if redemption is possible. So I will use all my power to seek that which terrifies me the most. To truly be seen. And perhaps along the way, slit a few throats of those who do not deserve to be seen.
All right. Welcome back. We got drinks and empty bladders.
Oh yeah.
Watered and dewatered accordingly.
Right. In and out. Get back into it now that you guys have just had your first experience at court with royalty. have shiny new titles.
Okay.
No one died. We didn't get arrested. I think that was a successful.
Right.
Almost.
So far.
If there had been fire, Sarah would have had a very different experience.
Oh, the small things in life.
Their faithful companion.
What the?
Oh.
As so first we're gonna go with easy.
All right.
Easy, as you follow this servant leads you into that little side room that you saw the king exit through, and which kind of leads out into a little hallway, and he leads you to the left, and kind of leads you to another room that it kind of opens up. It's a little bit larger room that opens up to a balcony on one side where you can look out actually past basically into the land outside of the city. In the room itself, you see a table with very nice, well-made table with chairs, and you see on the back walls a very large map of very, very intricately detailed drawing of Corandia and all the provinces and cities and places of note and everything. And on the other wall, you see a little bit smaller but still intricately detailed drawing of Erythea, the continent. And, you see him sitting at the table, looking over some parchment and papers that have been kind of put before him, and you see servant coming in and handing him something and then leaving, and another one whispering to him and that sort of thing. And he says, "Oh, Defender DeFirst, thank you for agreeing to meet with me. Please feel free to have a seat if you prefer, or stand, or really any way you like it."
Don't mind if I do. Do you have any wine? I go and I pull a chair and I sit down.
Of course, I believe we have some. And he kind of nods to a servant who nods back, and he's like, "Listen, I won't take up a terrible amount of your time, but we've been without a court wizard for some time, and thus I don't have many resources when talking about things of magical natures. I suppose my first question is, as you hear these rumors of necromancy, and how long have you been in the country now?"
Are you talking specifically Corandia or all of Erythea?
Well, Corandia, the country.
Oh, okay. About Corandia. Let's think. Let's see. I've been in your country for maybe 4 or 5 years, tops. It's hard to know by nights under the wilds of your country sometimes.
I see. And you know of our history with necromancy, and thus I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah.
People like to talk about, and make up stories about how they've seen, a ghost or an undead here and there, and explain everything as to why their goat disappeared, or, basically don't allow any sort of natural explanation, because that doesn't get you the same amount of attention at the tavern.
That's true, yeah.
What do you make of these rumors lately?
I would say, considering that I've been in the country for just shy of half a decade, I'd say that your necromancy issue is real, unfortunately. We have firsthand come across it with I believe they're called the Leather Hand. Was that the name of the first group? I'm going back out into character. Was that the first group we were dealing with, the Leather Hand?
No.
No.
That was Darune's men. It was the
Smiley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
smiling men.
Doing business with the Smiling Men.
Smiling Men. Okay, my bad. Not the Leather Hand. Leather Hand is Kotok, right?
Yeah.
My bad. All right, that's what it was. I got mixed up the two.
First encounter that you know of with them.
Yeah. So I mentioned the smiling men are dabbling in necromancy, in that we've seen, the dead come to life, and I even had to dress up as one to even survive. You always want to brag about, but I feel pretty in particular prideful of the moment.
He gets up as the servant's like trying to hand him something else. Like, the king gets up and walks over to the balcony a little bit, and he's like, "Yes, but if it really is criminals like the smiling men involved, I mean, isn't there a possibility that they're making the whole thing up just to scare people?"
Typically, necromancy is...
As you're thinking, the servant walks over and pours wine into the empty glass you're holding.
Okay. This has a lovely bouquet. Thank you. I'm sloshing around.
It is a very good wine.
It's a very good wine. Oh man, that's delicious. So I'm clearly taken aback by how good the wine is. So I would say that necromancy or necromancer typically don't want to be known throughout the community. They want to be in secret as long as possible until it's a moment to strike. And I think they're making their move now. That's just my feeling as a wizard who doesn't like necromancy or even dabble in it. It's very clear that they're someone in power, very, very undercover, who's having influence in these crime organizations are just the hand that's being pushed by something greater.
Well, you can see my dilemma. It's if there is invisible hands, again, I have to question everything. How do I know that Greenwood or Inthris or Dernick or Windrow or any of the dukes and duchesses and our governors, how do I know who might be involved or who isn't? And they all want me to send out this army and put these innocent people, these brave men, in harm's way when we don't really have any proof. We have many dangers within our own city, such as the Smiling Men and other organizations. And if they are an invisible hand that's going throughout the city, don't we have to focus on ourselves first?
I think it would be unwise. Can you call upon aid upon another country to help you in this?
Well,
lights the beacons.
It's always a delicate thing to call on one's allies. Especially if there is nothing to this rumor, and they come and it's either nothing or it's very small, smaller than the governors want to make it seem. I could risk ruining relationship with our allies, or hurting it at least. It's not some calling an ally is perhaps even less favorable. And I don't know. I mean, if a dragon like that can be handled with 50 men, I have hard time believing the seriousness of this threat.
Oh, well, ultimately, if the necromancers become unchecked, there will be consequences, my liege, that will, I think they'll be difficult to undo. For instance, the staff that the Great Lynch, what's the name of the lynch that we were discovering in that cave? Shazran. Yeah, so Shazran's staff was stolen. And you know the capabilities of Shazran's staff, am I right?
Well, I know of Shazran, of course. Everyone knows that name, but I don't know anything about the particulars of his staff. How do you know that it was stolen?
Yeah, easy.
I heard a rumor from some pulpit somewhere. No. No, I'll be honest with them. I'll say that we went to rescue a group of miners in that area, and stumbled upon Shazran's tomb. And lo and behold, a very skillful ranger came in and stole the staff before our eyes. And the staff is capable of reanimating anything that is less powerful than the one wielding it. I think that's what it says, right? I think that's what it does. Reanimates anything.
That's what you've been told.
That's what I've been told, right? Yeah, that's my knowledge of what I know. And with this power, can wreak unimaginable havoc across the whole land to a point where, if it's not snuffed out early, it will get to a point where you can't control it. Just like the Lich Shazran.
Well, is that okay? So he comes over and like sits on a chair next to you and kind of leans in. He's like, "So, as a wizard, is there we're talking about necromancy and that sort of thing? Is there sort of like a counter necromancy spell that you could cast to, you know, blow it away, that sort of thing?"
Not that simple, no. I'd say that's your best. The best way to deal with necromancy is with the paladin orders and the clerics order. Those are the ones who are the best in dealing with the undead and other fiends and types. So I would say your best bet is probably creating bolstering an army or mustering an army that is consistent of paladin orders and of clerics. That'd be my wisdom to you.
I see. Oh, we do have the Chalice of Life, the Paladin Order here. They have not been summoned up for war since 200 years ago, I think. They're not exactly ready at the moment, to put it lightly. I'm not sure how that would go. There's lots of politics that one has to deal with as well. With politics and with invisible crime organizations who've been ruining the city since forever, as far as I can tell,
Yeah.
and bandits and goblins and necromancers, and it's all a bit much.
I would like to summon a second glass of this. If you would, please.
Yeah, and the servant, is kind of standing by. He just kind of comes over and pours it.
You have to tell me where this vineyard is located. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm not sure. They just bring it in. All right, I try to understand. I want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But that seems nearly impossible to know what that is. And things are easier than you think.
I'd say that you have the aid of me and my other defenders, including the companion. But she's also a main defender. By the way, she should be addressed as another defender.
Well, yes, the defender title had not been. It's quite an odd group. Are they? I've not you don't see too many Goliaths, and certainly no orcs, and you know, tieflings don't typically venture. And then the fellow who didn't dress up. Are these trustworthy people?
I trust them with my life. I'd say that, yes, the appearance may seem odd from the outside, but the heart intention is for the good of those around them and for those that they care about. And that includes the people of Krandia.
Well, then, I suppose they're good defenders to have, and I'm sure their services will be much needed in the times to come here. Oh, very well. I shall not keep you, but I thank you for this conversation, wizard.
Of course. And if you ever need the wisdom of a court wizard again, you know how to beckon me. I give him this walnut. This is a special.
Like the walnut?
What's that? Yeah, I give him the special walnut just to make it look like I'm like way more magical or than I actually am.
Oh no.
Okay. I hand him the magical walnut. This is very special walnut that is known to help. Contact me if you need me. Sometimes you may have a small fairy come and greet you instead, but that's okay.
I want you to roll.
All right, here we go.
Hard deception check.
Hard deception check.
Nothing about that was true.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let me see. My charisma. Got it. Okay, I rolled a 15.
Okay.
It's not malicious. It's just.
It's easy. Yeah, that's just what you do.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's chaos, legitimately.
Okay. So, how do I use it? How do I send it?
You hold it tight, and you say. I need an easy wizard now. That's it. That's all you say. It's very simple. I need
an easy wizard now.
That's right. And I get a little tingle on the back of my neck, and I know how to come to you.
Oh goodness.
Strange indeed.
And say wizards were not normal.
All right. Well, and he actually like pockets the nut.
The walnut.
Well, thank you very much. That's much appreciated. I imagine I will have need of a wizard's abilities before long.
Indeed. Thank you for your time.
So we're all in agreement. Easy never gets to go anywhere by himself ever again.
Second.
That's what I'd say. Yes.
And with that, you see the servant who had been standing there, like who had tried to hold him the stuff, like very clearly this whole time, like kind of like nervously impatient, like something needs to be taken care of. And he looks visibly relieved when the king goes and sits back down, and you walk out of it. And so now
my mage hand is doing like a princess wave away.
How wonderful.
As noble as I can be.
So, as the rest of you, you go are led down a few set of hallways to where you can see it kind of clearly transitions into what seems to be living areas, royal apartments where certain people are either guests are able to stay or people who have kind of earned a place there, which obviously apparently includes Lord Greenwood. And the servant leads you inside to find a very nice like living quarter of several rooms, like a multi-room suite with very fine furniture and decorations and tapestries and things like that. Leads you really just inside, where you kind of have this sort of like living and meeting area, where you see Greenwood over sitting at a desk, kind of again working on some papers, just in a very similar manner, just seemingly taking care of some business. As you guys walk in, and you see beside him again Felduna, the wizardess or magic doer of some kind, that's again kind of standing there patiently beside him with her head down and hands folded in front of her. And he looks up and says, "Greeting, my friends. I trust that my servants at the manor have taken good care of you."
Oh, much better than you. Companion?
Oh boy.
Companion! I am no one's companion, except for Stoic if he was willing to accept me, but he is not, so I am no one's companion.
I'm just gonna grab Stoic and lead him aside. Just
Well, it was not intended to be an insult. A companion is a good thing to have, and in proper introductions of that sort of nature, one typically refers to titles, and I was not aware of any that you had, and so I sought merely to say something endearing that would sound good.
Companion is what you came up with?
Well, we all need companions in our life. They're friends.
But I am no one's dog. I am no one's little furry creature that goes around walking behind them. I am a Suravapula. That is all you need to say.
It was not intended as an insult, but now you have a title that will befit any such situation from here on out.
The titles.
Actually, she kind of has a title, because we decided on a name while we've been gone, and we are the Folly of the Dark Dragon, and she's kind of the heart of the dragon.
Mic drop on that
So
one.
if she ever needs a title, she is Asura Vempula, the heart of the dragon.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness. What he said.
I confess I am not familiar with the titles involved in the Order of Chaldron or their ability to give them, but I will make note of that.
You should do that.
And I must thank you all again for the risk that you took fighting Malrazig. And I must apologize. If I had known it was a dragon, I certainly would have sent more men.
That also begs the question, you trusted the information of a crazy man. He's psychotic.
Yes. It is unfortunate that the source of information was so unpleasant.
Unpleasant is the word you want to use? Unpleasant. You seem to have both a way to minimize greatness and also an ability to get enough men to actually accomplish a job. This is twice now that your men have failed.
Have I been misreported? Is Malrazig and his men not captured or killed?
They are dead, but not because of your men, but because of us.
I'm curious that you take such full credit for the entire bandit gathering.
I take credit where credit is due. Without us, your men would not have survived Malrazig.
I believe that you deserve full credit for an incredible feat. But I also have trouble with someone who would not give credit to the other men who risked their own lives and blood and sweat for the same cause, fighting their own part of the battle. Is it
And
not?
was it your men who with their blood and sweat let children die?
Unfortunately so. And I believe they deserve your respect too.
Oh, I respect your men. But I am very angry with you.
He kind of like looks, you actually see his face fall just a bit. And he basically says, I underestimated the girl's importance. It was a strategic mistake. If I had sent any more, it would have drawn a lot of attention to something we were trying to keep stealthy. It was a terrible misfortune, and something that has kept me up, wondering the fruitless thoughts of every commander who loses men. Could I have done something different? But unfortunately, my duties do not allow me to dwell on such things. I am sure that when I am old, I will be thinking about this moment and this particular situation quite a lot. But my people, the people of Carandia, I cannot afford to hesitate, even in my own guilt or shame, or else more people will die.
Your king does not seem to listen to you. It is guaranteed that more will die, if no one takes you seriously.
Yes. And so you see the nature of the problem.
What do you intend to do about it?
I will continue to do whatever I can with what I have. I do not have a full army. I do not have everything that is required to mount against such threats. But this is also why I seek the help of individuals like yourself to help me deal with these sorts of threats, and if nothing else, to set an example for what should be done here. I cannot control the crown. None of us can. But
I would beg to differ.
What do you mean?
It is obvious that one of yours has more sway on the crown than the others. Your woman in red.
You mean Lady Empress?
She has a way. It is obvious to anyone who sees. Your king listens to her more than she listens to anyone else.
I don't know if there's a single person in this court who doesn't listen to her more than anyone else. She is that type.
She does have a silver tongue.
And whatever her purpose is, that is to be decided. But I see that you are trying to win wars with strength. It takes more than strength to win.
And so what exactly do you suggest?
Well, first of all, you need to tell us everything on our next mission or assignment from you. And I mean, everything that you know, we need to know as well.
What was not conveyed to you to your satisfaction that I knew?
Well, you've already said you didn't know about Maurizig being a dragon, but you did not tell us how crazy Kotak was, or where he came from, or how reliable his information was.
I see. I will not say it was completely the wrong decision, because although we've done something in removing Duke Polton together, I still do not know you all that well at that point. But I believe at this point you've demonstrated trustworthiness. And so I think it's a reasonable request.
We're not thieves, and we're not thugs. And we really don't appreciate working with them either.
Nor do I. It's not my choice. But and I am certain, without hesitance, that he benefits in some way from this removal. But as I surveyed the situation and realized that if the bandits were allowed to reunite, it would be a greater threat. One that would prolong this conflict for years, potentially. And we had one chance to strike at it. I felt I had to take what information I had and move on it. And I understand it is not an ideal scenario. And not somebody that I would ideally choose to work with, but it is easy to judge leadership choices from an armchair, but I am doing the best I can. And as you have seen this morning, there's much against doing the right thing.
We understand your position. I guess all that we ask is that you understand ours and our hesitancy to work with you in the future if it's going to continue to be like this.
Well, I begin to understand you now.
Well, all right. Good.
To your credit, Greenwood, I do want to say thank you. Before we came here today, I was very much in a line with Asura and had a lot of coarse words I wish to share with you. But after seeing you in court and seeing that you, amongst all of your peers, are the only one that is fighting to stop this threat of necromancy, and that it seems you've personally taken it on yourself to bring justice for those kids. I don't know very many men of your status that would do the same. And so thank you.
He gives a slight nod and says, "Politics is a tricky thing, and I confess I am no expert."
That is why you cannot do it alone.
I would say I am not the only one. As I am not the only one who spoke this morning, there are others. There are also many others who are not as concerned about it. But
And
perhaps you are right. Perhaps interest can be of some assistance.
It is better to have allies than enemies at this point. And if you are all going to fight independently of each other, you will all lose. And if people don't want to fight, they are guaranteed that they will not survive this. But if you can at least ally yourselves with similar-minded individuals, if only so long as to get this threat out of Karandia, then that is enough. Go back to your petty fighting afterwards.
Indeed. Is this not the point of having a crown in the first place? To unite us when we need to be? But I digress.
Your crown is flimsy if he does not listen.
I agree.
it seems that in order to do the right thing, it might not necessarily be through official channels.
I see. And so I shall have to consider how best to enlist Inthras's aid.
Well, Valen seems to have caught her eye. He may be able to talk to her for you.
Yes, Valen, how did you come to do that?
I don't exactly know. When Stoic and I went to wear a dragon, I caught her eye, and she recognized me immediately by my green attire, my emerald attire, because it's indicative of the emerald dragons. And we walked and talked to the store, and she actually made mention that she would like a sparring partner, and I believe it heavily implied that she might be of some monk order herself.
I think whips were mentioned.
You were outside. You were outside. Yes. How much do you know about Lady Enthras?
I confess I do not know everything, of course. I do not know the depths of her history far back, except that she has worked to rise herself up through political machinations as well as good deeds, and has demonstrated herself extremely competent in persuasion and resolving conflicts and the like. And if you have spoken with her, no doubt have seen that she is quite charming in her own way. As she possesses that rare ability to make you feel like you're the only person in the world when she's talking to you.
I have noticed. So, I guess I need to take her up on her offer and see if there's a way to gain her aid in this attempt to sway the king in our favor, or at least to help us if the king refuses to actually rule, and we must proceed without him.
It is no small thing ignoring a crown or going against him.
Technically, you wouldn't be. He did request that you just needed to act a little more on your own to handle the situation.
Stoic.
Surprisingly deviant from a cleric.
I'm only speaking the truth, which is what I heard in that courtroom.
At this point, by the way, Easy, you're able to rejoin. Like a servant's able to lead you to the quarters, and you're able to enter and rejoin the group.
As soon as I walk over, I'm obviously like 4 glasses in. And I go, I see Felduna, and does she have an open spot next to her?
She's sort of like, so the desk is kind of over close to a corner, and so she's actually like, it's like if you imagine the desk here and Greenwood's here, it's like there's a wall here, and she's like kind of at his side, kind of tucked in this corner.
Chicks minx.
No.
And I slide as close as I can, not like on top, obviously, like as close as I could possibly get without getting like too like climbing over people. And I take a seat. So
On the ground.
did I miss anything? Glass down. Obviously, I'm a little toasted.
Disadvantage dexterity checks here. Disadvantage dexterity checks.
Definitely disadvantage.
She kind of gives you like sort of an uncomfortable look and moves just slightly as you sit down on the ground next to the desk.
Easier. You're all right.
I've never been the better.
I'd like to walk up next to Easy and just put a hand on his shoulder. Are you sure you're okay? And I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
Yes.
So
right. What does that do again? I can't.
touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition affecting it.
Oh.
Condition.
Drunk is a
Drunk
condition.
is drunk is a condition.
Poison,
Yep.
which technically, I don't know, it's poison.
The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I mean, he's close to alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, technically alcohol is a poison.
Yes, this is my favorite.
This is ridiculous.
I'll allow it this time.
Just
He's feeling gracious.
So Easy, you suddenly feel like clear. Like suddenly like you're now sitting on the ground next to the desk, and you just now are clear headed.
Oh, it's like sitting in the dirt again. I'm so sorry. Let me go find a proper seat to join you. I go. I guess I find some open seat actually.
Yes. Puke and rally D&D style.
I collect my thoughts. So what is everyone discussing now?
We came to an understanding.
Next steps.
Six of us.
Discussing the unfortunate situation in Corandia and the way forward, and how Companion Valen seems to have a pre-existing relationship with Lady Empress, who might prove useful.
Where did you go, Easy?
I had a small conversation with the king.
Oh.
See, Greenwood's eyebrow kind of raise up.
And so he wanted to know what to do about this necromancy situation here in Corandia. And he wanted to know from a wizard's perspective on what his plan of action should be.
And you told him to follow Lord Greenwood's advice.
In a way, yes. But also no.
Those really are the two options.
Yes. I said that he needed to deal with this necromancy problem right now. There's no stopping it. There's no waiting to stop it. It is an action that needs to be taken care of in haste. Now, I did recommend to deal with necromancy, the paladin orders or a cleric or any other outlining land that is an ally could help in this situation. But he is very reluctant to want to call upon allies or summon the army to deal with this. He's very uncertain on how to even find these necromancers, which is a fair argument. But I did tell him that he needs to be taken care of now and quickly.
And?
Just then, I understand his hesitance about the largest paladin order here, the Chalice of Life, is little more than thugs. They're not the honorable men you might have heard of in tales.
Really? I'm gonna peek up a little bit and listen more intently now.
Yes, they are far from a disciplined, trained order of knights. They are, they simply have made themselves muscle to whoever wants to give a, quote, tithe to the right bidder. But even if I were to purchase their services, it would not be the kind of service that's reliable.
See, now that is a sellsword.
You wouldn't happen to know the name of the leader of this order, would you?
Yes.
While that's happening, can I look over at Philduna? Is she looking up at all?
No, not really. Like, she's just sort of like, I mean, she kind of glances up occasionally at people, but like you said, like she's aware, but she is always just kind of like demure and kind of like keeping her head down.
She's aware of this guy.
I just want to stare at her until she locks eyes with me, even for a second.
I mean, she glances and then gives a second glance as she notices you staring at her. Doesn't return a gaze or anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep my eyes on her. I know things, girl. I know things.
Feeling a little better, Easy.
So, Sir,
I feel right as rain.
Sir Taldo is the head of the Chalice of Life here.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that, Sir Taldo.
Have you spoken with the followers of Chaldron? I mean, if there's any necromancy going on in the area, I'm sure they're aware of it.
Perhaps so. I shall have to have a meeting with Ranmon, the High Priest here, or the apologize.
Do I notice if Stoic gets uncomfortable or anything when they start talking about the order around here?
Stoic?
Oh, he's not uncomfortable at all. He has faith in them, just not them and him. Yeah.
I just thought if the name of the high priest was mentioned, he'd have a reaction. But never mind.
And true to his name.
True story.
Very well. I suppose we all have assignments.
Assignments as the defenders of Carandia?
Oh, the realm. It's friends of the realm.
Realm. What exactly comes with that title?
Well, I believe the adjutant will be able to fill you in on all the details, but there are some benefits to that. For example, in relevance, a defender is able to get a message to relevant nobility with relative ease, whereas such messages would normally be filtered and most likely not addressed by the noble themselves, handed off or ignored by a civilian if there are proper channels to handle things, but a defender has the right to send messages directly.
And how would we do that? Who do we talk to send messages?
Well, any servant should be able to direct you to the appropriate places.
Ah, all right.
But no stipend or pay of any kind, because I mean, we really appreciate the lovely house that we have to stay in, but we've been here for a little while and discovered that it's quite expensive in this city. And really, besides your job taking out those bandits. We haven't had much work to make means for ourselves. So
let's speak to the adjutant. I don't know that there's a salary, so to speak, but there are other benefits that you'll receive that are respecting of the title.
Yeah. I don't know how to put this politely, but that dragon didn't have any money either. Like I said,
you, isn't it?
Yeah, I appreciate the house, but we no pay for killing a dragon.
Yeah, a certain member of our party kind of took all the money from the dragon.
Y'all don't know that.
We don't know that. That dragon had
I know. That's his players, not his characters.
You're telling me the dragon had no hoard?
He did, but he had terrible taste. There was like old clothes and apples and grain but nothing. I mean, we left it to your men because it was sale goods. It wasn't things that we could easily take back with us.
You see his eyes narrow, and he's like, "It's most abnormal behavior for a dragon."
Well, and there may have been some, but after we defeated the dragon, we quickly went on to admit first aid to your men.
I see. I will speak to my head servant of accounts and see what I can send you to remunerate you for the effort.
That would be much appreciated. I mean, you obviously noticed one of our members wasn't even able to dress up to come to court because of the dire straits that we've been in.
I believe you have made a significant amount of money in various ways in the course of your service here. But I will see what I can do.
That is appreciated.
Telling me that Stoic's the one with the money?
Dude, because not as Stoic, we haven't made shit for like any of the missions we've done.
I know, and I love that so much.
You guys have made a crap ton of money.
When?
I want you to. So he does say that, but go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Yes. All right. Oh, I'm not persuasive.
Oh no.
but that's a 16. That's not bad. Hold on. Do I have persuasion points?
Better.
I doubt it.
No charisma?
I have.
Does not have charisma.
I have no persuasion, so that is just a 16.
So.
He is not a charismatic soul, but he's cute.
All right. He stands up and he says, all right, I believe we have tasks ahead of us to take care of. I will send for you when I have news or have need of your services. And I believe I will, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the defenders get their own residences as well. And so I will find where you have been placed and send for you there.
Well, all right.
Okay.
We get our own place?
Yes.
Was that plural or sorry, was that plural or singular? Place or places?
He said places.
Each get our own place?
Oh no.
I don't want to live by myself.
Ew.
Thank you for your time, and I'm certain we will speak soon.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
So he gives you a nod as you guys exit the room. You guys are able to catch a servant who takes you to the adjutant, who is kind of got an office not too far from the the throne room, and he says, "Oh, hello. I am the adjutant, as you may know, and it is so wonderful to meet you, defenders of the realm. We're lucky to have someone as very courageous and fierce and might I say good-looking.
You may.
So, you will receive, of course, the title and due respect of that title as Defender of the Realm for as long as you're alive, really. And here I will be able to give you some talismans that you will be able to show as proof of your office.
Thank you.
One of the most exciting parts of being a defender is earning your spot right here in the Leaf District. Right here close to the castle.
Well then.
I just so happen, as you seem to be a group of companions, I do seem to have a block of homes all together in a freshly rebuilt row, if that is of interest to you. We can keep you close together. The homes feature 3 floors, complete with a spacious living room, wonderful kitchen, a large master bedroom upstairs, 2 guest bedrooms, which, or you could turn into an office if you prefer, and of course a basement level with living quarters for servants, complete with a servant's entrance from the basement up to the alley behind the house. Of course, you will be able to furnish and decorate it according to your taste and budget, and I am happy to recommend merchants who specialize in such things, as well as the hiring of servants, if you would like. Maintenance of these high-end houses is imperative, and I am happy also to refer you to the right folks to help you with these efforts. And I'm certain a house like that can be easily maintained for about 50 gold a month.
Oh.
But isn't that wonderful?
So our reward for killing a dragon is we have to pay $50 a month?
Oh, no. Your reward is for the houses themselves, which are very expensive. It's the Leaf District. They are very lovely.
Are they our homes? Like, would I be able to sell the house so I could pay the $50 a month to afford it?
Well, of course, they're yours. I will be giving you deeds today to them, but if you sold the house, you would have no need to maintain it.
Just wondering if we're able. If we're actually getting the deeds, then I'm okay. Thank you.
You can live with me, Stoic, if you want to.
No, I'm really thinking that we could room, guys, and we could sell these houses. We'd have enough money to furnish the ones we still have.
All I need is a room to sleep. I don't really need much else.
Well, I do apologize if the reward is not, what you is not, good enough.
No, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I didn't realize that because the last house we got wasn't really ours. We got a house, but really we were just staying in it. So I thought this might be the same.
I see. Well, no. This is yours. It's a gift from the crown as a thank you.
It's much different. Much appreciated.
Yes, of course. The defender should have a proper home.
Agreed.
And a place to receive messages, as I'm sure you will receive as time goes on. And so I will now give you the talismans, and he actually hands you a set of pendants that are just small pendants that have the seal of the Carandian throne on it. And on the back it has kind of the inscription saying that you're a defender of the realm, and also hands you very nice parchments with the royal seal on it, which are the deeds of the house, of the houses and kind of where they're located. And he says, I will be able to send a runner with you to escort you to the house to show you to where these houses are. And he will be able to take any, if you would like to speak to any merchants or hire servants or that sort of thing, he will be able to help you initially get that set up before letting you go to live your life and do the courageous acts that I'm sure are to come.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
I will say thank you and bow very quickly. So that a spray of Jerry curl, just like flings forward.
Takes out a handkerchief. Yes, very, very good.
Is that mimic fluid? What is that?
Yes. Very good. I enjoy your new title and homes.
Thank you.
Easy, does that offer still stand? Can I just bunk with you?
Zamoza Mayabel.
Ah, good. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll do.
As long as you don't mind me smoking in the house. That's all that matters to me.
Smoke away, friend. I love smoked meats.
Oh no.
I'll go out and I'll catch some chickens or something, and we'll have a delicious feast. Oh man, can't wait.
So another finely dressed servant, this one kind of younger, looking to be, just maybe like 20, maybe. He kind of escorts you out of the castle and through the streets to the western part of the Leaf District, and leads you to a street that seems a little newer than the others, as if these have maybe been renovated or rebuilt or something of that nature fairly recently. And what you see before you is sort of the equivalent of like townhomes, that they're connected and but very, very nice, facade in the front with windows, like glass windows, and very well-made, kind of ornate wood doors that seem to be pretty heavy and well-made. Each of them leading into the apartment that is just as they described, although empty at the moment. And he just kind of asks you guys as he shows you each of you your apartment, your townhome, I guess. He's kind of asks each of you if you are wanting to have a furnisher come and help, help supply decorations and furniture and that sort of thing. If you need help with decor, if you need help with hiring servants, the whole 9 yards. And even says that, for the right, that's also, they're yours, so that's also possible to do construction if something's not to your liking.
I think I'm okay. I don't require a lot, and this seems fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
So we will not live together anymore.
Are the townhomes side by side, or are they separate? Yeah. So we're like...
Yeah, he essentially gave you a block of 5 houses, connected to each other. There's still more on either side, but you guys have a little bit of a block of houses, all connected to each other right in a row.
Could just knock down all the walls and make it one big townhome.
We should at least cut doors through everyone, so it's all connected.
Would you prefer to stay together, Asura?
I have never had a home before. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Either.
That makes two of us. I was in a monastery where I shared rooms with many other monks, so I don't know what having personal space is like.
Well, you guys can crash with me tonight if you want.
In the
Not in the room.
One big sleepover.
Because I don't know what to do either. Like, I didn't mean to sound money hungry talking to the Duke, but we have a house. We have 5 houses. I don't even have armor that fits me. Like, I feel like we're doing this backwards.
It is a little odd.
So
It does feel a little
appreciative that we have the house, but
it kind of makes you feel a little like an imposter, doesn't it?
a little bit.
Yeah, it's not quite. I mean, yes, we took down a dragon, and that was an amazing feat, but it's like we're getting a lot of red carpet treatment for what feels like one act.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a dragon.
Not like we knew it was a dragon when we got there.
True.
Very true.
It's very true.
But would it have changed if we knew? Would you not have gone?
No, I still would have gone.
Yeah. We would have prepared differently. Or, at all.
I think we just need to be smarter about how we go about things. Now that we are protectors of the realm, we are going to be highly sought after for assistance. We can set our own rates.
Maybe that's a good start.
Yeah.
This will take time.
Mhm.
But we have power and influence, at least for a little while. And while we have it, we should take advantage. Who knows how long we will.
Also, too, if we're talking about the future, we should also make sure what missions we take are worth our time and for the good of the realm.
I agree.
Yes.
Can I inspect my medallion thingy that I got? Like, is it like a coin, or like, can I put it on like a necklace, or like?
It's already on a necklace. Like it's.
Is it?
Yeah, it's already on
Nice.
a chain.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like a pin that you put.
I did
okay.
too.
Yeah, no. It's already on a chain. It's like a little pendant, like a necklace. With that, yeah, it's kind of coin-like. Yeah.
So, is it just us now? Did the
Well, the boy's still there.
okay? That's why I was curious. Like,
do you want me to talk to someone about construction?
maybe another time.
I think tonight we just need some food. I don't know if that's what you do or not.
Is there a good takeout place right around the corner? I mean, what's the?
I really want some Chinese.
Well, I mean, it's it's mid morning. I mean, the market is certainly in full swing.
Geez, that all moved a lot faster than I thought it did.
Right?
Bring somebody by later this week so we can at least have a people to talk to.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Is there any at least temporary furniture that we can have?
Temporary furniture?
Auxiliary beds, things like that we can at least furnish for the evening. Before we make decisions on our aesthetics.
Well, not that I know of. I can ask around. Is there nowhere you can stay until you
Oh, we do. But, I was just asking.
Wait, so we can still stay at Elder Gate for tonight? Is that?
I'm going to still stay at Outer Gate tonight. I don't know about y'all.
I think that's
Okay.
a good idea.
I'm just going to invite myself back.
Sounds good to me.
I was gonna say, I've got a
Listen.
bedroll. I can sleep anywhere.
Listen, I'm friends with that cook now.
Yeah, well, all right. But would you like to speak to somebody about furnishing?
Pardon?
You'd like to speak to somebody about furnishing?
Yes, later this week.
I see. I will send them to Eldergate Manor, you said?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, defenders.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That genuflect, yes. Bye.
And walks out.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't like being called Defender Valen or Defender Ren. That feels really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I quite like it. Defender of the Realm, bear with me. It's got a nice ring to it.
Bear with me, the defender of the realm.
As you guys are talking, and kind of like a few minutes after he leaves, you as you guys are basically gathered in one of the apartments talking, you hear this outside the door, and if you go to the door and look,
yep,
you open and nobody's there, but you do see, like pinned to the door frame, you see a parchment, and
What?
Now that they know where we live.
These HOAs are the worst.
Why do we even pay them? They can't keep the riffraff out.
You out of here.
we measured your grass, and it's not, it's,
It's
Listen,
6.1 inches instead of
The gnome that you have on your front lawn is still alive. You can't have that one.
Oh.
yeah. So you pull it open, and it's a very simple note that just says he is gone. He is scheduled to be gone this evening, and not to return until morning.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Be careful; he may have left defenses.
Oh shit.
Yep. Oh boy.
We got some plan to do, y'all.
Yep.
We're gonna pick up next week.
Oh,
Oh.
I still think this is a bad idea. We shouldn't. Listen, I've got an invite. We shouldn't be sneaking into anything.
Oh man,
So
that's gonna be fun.
I feel some sort of way about tonight.
Some definite stuff happened.
Yup.
Yep. Yeah.
Processing it all.
Yeah, tonight feels weird, like after being Malrazig weird, but in a different way. It's just like,
Right.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I still want to investigate the stuff that I brought back, but I haven't had a chance to investigate it yet. Well, I could have last night, but I didn't because I was taking a bath.
We have a whole apartment now to just spread out all your goods.
I know, just here are my wares.
Uh-huh.
Keep those wares.
Just wares.
am I wrong in my memory though? We got paid for rescuing the miners, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the only job we've done that's paid.
We
We got half
Greenwood's,
of our payment for
you also
the
got payment
shambling
from
mound.
Greenwood for the whole thing with Bolton. You
Yeah.
convinced them to pay.
True.
We did get paid for taking out Polton.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And we keep forgetting to go see Colonel Oak, I think is his name.
Yeah, to get the other half of our shambling mound money.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh,
okay.
the Shambling Mound money, yeah.
Yep.
About
We
that.
need to
do
go.
that.
Well, I mean, Doug keeps giving us more and more stuff to do. We just don't have time.
You have time.
Now we do, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
True.
we got planned for some kind of heist right now.
I still think this is a bad idea. I still think it's a bad idea.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean,
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Listen, what we do really well is we talk about things.
we do.
What we don't do well is do anything.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 weeks to figure it out. So,
True. Got
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
That will so totally happen.
Oh my god.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yep.
Defender of the Realm. Folly of the Dark Dragon. We have 2 titles, guys.
Man, we couldn't even come up with one. Now
I
we
am
got
now
2.
the heart of the dragon.
Heart of the Dragon.
Oh.
Dude, Danny, that was nice, man. That was
That was so cute.
Thank you.
that was swift. I like that.
I thought of it the moment he was like, and their companion. I was like, oh, but she's like the little Asian kid from Captain Planet. Like,
You know?
I don't know. What?
I thought you were going to say from Indiana Jones at first. Like, so.
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
short round. I thought it was
Yeah,
short
you're-
round.
He's got the heart ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's actually Hispanic. Not just to be
Oh,
clear.
the heart kid, yeah.
I'm 99% sure he's like
Oh, man.
South American.
Isn't he the one with the monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Like, I confess that was such like I had that idea because I was like, okay, so they're in in the nobility, like they're gonna care about titles, like they that's like,
Right.
Venusaur has none. Like,
That you know of.
gotta say something, You can't just say Andasura.
Asura, taker of testicles.
Taker of testicles. Oh,
He could have said companion of Kotak.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nope.
You would have
That was not going over
burned that
well.
whole building down if you had said that.
Oh, no.
I was really surprised I had such a change that Stoic had such a change of heart because I was ready to let Greenwood have it.
I know, like when you didn't, I was like,
Yeah.
are we not
Yeah.
on the same page?
Because when it was told that he was coming to town and we had to see him, I thought we were meeting him. I didn't realize we were going to court.
I didn't
for him
either.
to like battle for us,
Yeah, that's true.
Like I was put back.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
So
I'm-
sweet, not swayed that easily.
I'm with you though, Danny, about like, so we get these titles, but all the title means is we pay rent now. Like, that makes no sense.
I mean, you don't have to. That was just an offer. They have a service basically that lets you pay to take care of everything.
Okay, so
Right.
the servant. That's
Take care of
for the
yourself,
servant.
But you don't have it's it's just sometimes easier for people to not have to spend their time doing that kind of stuff. So
Right.
True.
Stoic lived in one place his entire life and never paid rent. He has no concept of money, and
Yeah.
so
and it's
That's
not
why it kills
like-
me that you
it's
kept
not-
asking about money. I was like, of all the people here who should be asking about money.
Mm-hmm.
because I don't understand how it works. Like to Stoic, you do hard work, and then you get something for your hard work, and like Stoic is really tripping out because he's just been doing nonstop for Lord Greenwood, and like
Yeah.
I don't need a house. Sleep outside most of the time. I need freaking armor.
That's too good.
Ah,
And on that note,
I know, like it's like this like awkward tension in the air. You're like, I don't know what's
All right.
happening.
Well, thank you very much to everyone for
Yes.
joining us, and hopefully that was fun. Really interesting RP happening there. So we will see you guys next week 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
And
next
well,
week.
actually, you should join us next week because we're doing the Tell a Story again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Season finale.
this time it's all Doug.
Yeah, get to hear from PPC. So, which should be fun and interesting. So, join us for that. Those have been really cool and really interesting ways to learn more about the characters here and there. So, join us for that. And then 2 weeks from now for Chapter 19, where they will be able to probably sneak in to try to steal Kotak's ledger. Yeah.
And keep an eye out for a fun announcement we'll have coming up in probably another couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
Got something planned for episode 20, our 20th episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Buddy.
man.
Secret fun.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. And like I said, be sure to join us in Discord to see all the cool art that's been coming out of this and discussion and everything. And we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye. Have a good night.
See y'all.